The line between the sacred and the supernatural is often thinner than we think. In these 15 temples across the United Kingdom, the echoes of the past linger, and the stories told are not for the faint of heart. 1. Rosslyn Chapel. Rosslyn Chapel, nestled in the Scottish countryside, is not only famous for its intricate carvings and mysterious ties to the Knights Templar, but also for the eerie stories that surround it. Visitors often feel an unsettling chill upon entering, with reports of whispers and footsteps echoing throughout the chapel's hallowed halls, even when no one is around. One tale tells of a group of tourists who, while exploring, began to hear footsteps behind them. When they turned, no one was there. But as they fled the chapel, they noticed a shadowy figure in a window, vanishing when they looked directly at it. Others describe seeing fleeting figures and feeling watched, as if something or someone was always lingering nearby. Some have speculated that the chapel may hold secrets so powerful that they manifest themselves in the form of paranormal activity. Others think that the spirits of the Templars, who were believed to have hidden sacred relics within the chapel, still walk the grounds to protect these treasures. Visitors who have dared to stay after dark often report an overwhelming sense of unease, as if the very walls themselves are alive with the energy of those long gone. 2. Neasden Temple. The BAPS Shree Swaminarayan Mandir, or Neasden Temple, is a marvel of intricate marble carvings and sacred architecture. However, despite its serene beauty, the temple has been the source of numerous unsettling encounters. Visitors have reported feeling an invisible presence or hearing whispers that seem to come from nowhere. One devotee recalled feeling a cold hand on her shoulder while meditating, only to find no one nearby. Others have seen shadows moving through the temple when it should have been empty. These strange occurrences lead many to wonder if the spirits of past worshippers still linger in the sacred halls. A group of temple caretakers once spoke about a chilling event that occurred during the temple's construction. One night, as the workers were finalizing the finishing touches, a series of inexplicable occurrences transpired. Tools were found, moved, and strange whispers could be heard echoing through the temple's newly constructed corridors. Some speculate that the site, originally an area of religious significance, still holds spiritual energy, attracting restless spirits seeking solace or closure. 3. Bhaktivedanta Manor. Known as the headquarters of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in the UK, Bhaktivedanta Manor is often a peaceful retreat for devotees. However, its beauty hides eerie stories of supernatural encounters. Some visitors have reported hearing chanting at night, even though no one was there to sing. A particularly disturbing tale involves a woman who felt an ice-cold breath on her neck during a prayer session. When she turned around, no one was near her. The cold presence remained, and she quickly left, shaken by the experience. Many believe these spirits are the souls of devotees who never left, continuing their worship beyond death. The manor, with its lush grounds and serene atmosphere, is said to be built on land that has long been considered sacred. Some locals believe that the spirits of past worshippers are still drawn to the temple, continuing their devotion in the afterlife. A few visitors have even gone so far as to claim that the sounds of unseen footsteps are often heard following them through the garden paths, and in rare cases, people have seen misty apparitions standing at the temple gates as though waiting to welcome a new soul into the fold. 4. Vedic Society Hindu Temple. The Vedic Society Hindu Temple in London has been a place of worship for years, but its serene exterior hides unsettling phenomena. Visitors often report feeling an invisible weight pressing down on them. especially near the sacred statues of deities. Some claim to hear strange whispers when no one is around. A regular visitor recalls hearing her name called out loud while she was alone in the temple, only to find the hall completely empty when she checked. Others describe seeing shadows flicker across the walls. It is believed that the temple might be a gathering place for spirits, both past and present, drawn to the divine energy within. A local historian once speculated that the area surrounding the temple could be the site of an ancient burial ground, which may explain the unexplained disturbances. Whether these spirits are devotees who once prayed in the temple or other entities connected to the land, many who enter the temple report feeling both comforted and unnerved by the unseen forces at work. The temple's holy atmosphere only adds to the mystery, as if the boundary between this world and the next is thin within its sacred walls. 5. Shree Guru Singh Sabha. Shree Guru Singh Sabha, a central Sikh Gurdwara in London, is filled with peace and devotion. Yet visitors have reported unusual experiences within its walls. Some have heard faint footsteps behind them, only to turn around and find no one there. Others have felt a cold presence beside them during prayer. A particularly chilling encounter involves a devotee who was meditating in a quiet room and felt the unmistakable sensation of someone sitting next to them. When they opened their eyes, no one was there, but the feeling of being accompanied lingered. Some say it is the spirit of a revered Sikh figure watching over those who enter with respect. One evening, a local guide who frequently leads tours at the Gurdwara spoke of an unsettling experience. As he walked through the hallways after hours, he could hear the distinct sound of someone calling his name softly from behind. When he turned, no one was there, but the voice continued, growing more insistent. The chilling part, the voice sounded eerily familiar, as though it was calling from someone long past. He hurriedly left, and the feeling of being followed did not cease until he was far from the Gurdwara. 6. Gurdwara Sahib. Gurdwara Sahib in Sheffield is another peaceful Sikh temple, but it has its share of ghostly encounters. One devotee described hearing the sound of a child crying in the temple late at night. When they investigated, they found nothing. Other visitors have spoken of strange, inexplicable sensations of being watched, particularly when walking through the hallways alone. Some believe that the souls of past worshippers continue to linger in the temple, waiting for a final rest or seeking solace in the sacred space. In one unsettling instance, a family who regularly attended services at Gurdwara Sahib stayed late for a special prayer ceremony. As they gathered in the main hall, one of the family members felt a strong, cold gust of wind, despite the doors being shut. The gust seemed to swirl around them, and a few reported hearing faint, sorrowful whispers. They rushed to leave, shaken by the experience, and some in the family have refused to visit the temple after dark ever since. 7. The Hindu Temple of Scotland, Edinburgh. The Hindu Temple of Scotland in Edinburgh is a place of quiet worship and reflection, but it's also home to reports of strange phenomena. Visitors have often described the feeling of an unseen presence following them through the temple. Others have claimed to hear whispers in the quietest of rooms, as if someone is speaking directly to them. One woman reported feeling a sudden drop in temperature, followed by the unmistakable sensation of fingers brushing her neck. Though no one was near, the chill persisted. Many believe that spirits of the temple's past devotees still wander, unwilling to leave the space they loved so much. One devotee claimed to experience an overwhelming sensation of being gently pulled toward one of the statues in the temple. Despite standing there for several moments, they couldn't shake the feeling of being guided by an invisible force. This experience left them deeply unsettled, as they questioned whether it was simply their mind playing tricks or if something supernatural was truly at work in the temple. These unexplained occurrences add to the temple's mysterious reputation, attracting both those seeking spiritual solace and those looking for answers to the unknown. 8. Sri Lanka Buddhist Temple. The Sri Lanka Buddhist Temple in Birmingham is a peaceful retreat for worshippers and those seeking meditation. However, it has also been the site of disturbing supernatural events. Some visitors claim to hear the soft hum of a chant during the night, despite the temple being locked and empty. Others have felt an invisible weight on their shoulders, as if someone is pressing down on them. One monk recalls seeing a figure dressed in robes walking through the temple's garden late one evening, only for the figure to disappear when he tried to follow. The temple's past is steeped in history, and many believe these occurrences are the result of spirits drawn to the sacred grounds. One unsettling account comes from a visiting family who reported hearing the distinct sound of bells ringing, even though the temple had been closed for hours. When they went to investigate, they found no one near the bell tower. Others described seeing a figure in the temple courtyard late at night, walking slowly as though in meditation, only to vanish when approached. These experiences are thought to be connected to the temple's deep spiritual history, with some believing that the spirits of Buddhist monks and devotees still walk the grounds, offering their guidance to those open to their presence. 9. Hindu Temple. The Hindu temple in Cardiff has long been a place of worship, but it is also a site of strange encounters. Visitors have reported hearing voices whispering their names when no one else was around. Some have seen shadows moving in the temple when it should have been empty. One visitor described feeling the presence of something cold brushing against her arm as she passed a statue, despite there being no one nearby. These eerie experiences have led many to believe that the temple is haunted by spirits, either past worshippers or unseen entities connected to the sacred space. A particularly chilling story involved a group of devotees attending a late-night prayer session. They reported feeling a strange, almost oppressive atmosphere surrounding them. As the chanting grew louder, the air became heavier, and the feeling of being watched intensified. One member of the group felt a cold breath on the back of their neck and turned to find a shadowy figure standing behind them. When they tried to reach out, the figure disappeared. The group quickly left the temple, and some have since claimed to hear whispers of this event from other worshippers who experienced similar encounters at the same location. 10. Buddhist Center. The Buddhist Center in Manchester is a place of peace and tranquility, but it's also home to unsettling stories. Visitors have described hearing faint chanting in the stillness of the night, as if the temple's past monks were still praying. Others have felt the sensation of being watched, particularly in the meditation rooms. One devotee recalled feeling an oppressive weight on her chest as she sat in silence, only for the pressure to lift once she recited a prayer. Whether it's the spirits of monks long past or something more mysterious, the Buddhist Center remains a place of curiosity for those seeking answers to the unknown. On one occasion, a visiting monk stayed overnight at the center to prepare for an early morning meditation session. He reported hearing strange knocks on his door throughout the night, but when he opened it, no one was there. He tried to ignore it, but the knocking persisted until he decided to leave the room. As he ventured into the dark halls of the center, he saw a figure walking toward him, dressed in traditional robes, but with a faint glow surrounding it. The figure simply vanished when he approached, leaving the monk in shock. He never returned to the center alone after that night, claiming that the place held more than just spiritual energy. 11. Shree Sanatan Hindu Union Temple. The Shree Sanatan Hindu Union Temple is known for its vibrant spiritual energy, but it is also a place where the supernatural seems to manifest. Some visitors have reported hearing faint bells ringing, even though no one is around to ring them. Others have described feeling a strange warmth surrounding them during prayer, as if being enveloped by a protective force. One visitor claimed to see a figure standing in the temple's doorway, only to have it vanish when they approached. The temple is thought to be home to spirits of past devotees, still offering their prayers in the afterlife. Several reports describe a peculiar encounter with the temple's guardian deities. During a particular evening service, a devotee was meditating near a statue of Lord Shiva when they felt an intense heat radiating from the statue, despite the room being cold. The heat seemed to intensify, and the figure of Lord Shiva appeared to come to life in the devotee's vision, beckoning them to follow. When the devotee opened their eyes, they found themselves in the exact same spot, but the sensation of heat and the vision remained etched in their mind. Some say that these experiences are a sign of the temple's deep spiritual power, attracting not only the faithful, but also the restless spirits of those who once worshipped there. 12. Wat Dhammakaya. Wat Dhammakaya in London is a tranquil Buddhist temple, but it has its share of eerie stories. One particularly unsettling encounter occurred when a devotee was sitting in the temple, meditating in silence. Suddenly, they felt an overwhelming sense of dread and saw a shadow move across the room. They quickly opened their eyes, but saw nothing. The feeling of being watched persisted throughout their visit, and they couldn't shake the sensation of an invisible presence. Some believe that the temple holds a spiritual energy that attracts spirits, perhaps from past lives or beings seeking enlightenment. On one dark evening, a young man who had been attending the temple's meditation classes reported feeling an intense pressure on his chest while meditating. He opened his eyes to find that no one was near him, yet the pressure remained. As he focused, the sensation grew stronger and the room seemed to close in on him. He quickly left the temple, but the feeling stayed with him, even in the safety of his home. A friend of his, who had attended the temple with him, later confessed to feeling the same suffocating sensation during their visit, leading them to wonder if they had encountered a spirit, or perhaps an energy left behind by the temple's long history. 13. Manjushri Kadampa Meditation Center. The Manjushri Kadampa Meditation Center in Cumbria is known for its peaceful atmosphere and spiritual teachings. However, visitors have reported strange occurrences during their stay. One woman recalled feeling a strong presence behind her while meditating in the center's main hall. When she turned, there was no one there, but the feeling of being followed persisted. Others have described hearing soft footsteps in the hallways when no one was around. Many believe that these events are the result of energies from previous meditators who have remained bound to the site. A particularly strange event occurred during a meditation retreat when a group of attendees reported hearing the sound of chanting in the distance, although no one else was present in the center at the time. The chant grew louder and clearer, only to suddenly stop. Upon investigation, no traces of anyone having been there could be found, and the atmosphere became eerily quiet. Some say the center's deep spiritual practices attract not only the living, but also the energies of those from other realms, leaving a lingering presence that visitors can sometimes feel. 14. Wat Buddhapadipa. Wat Buddhapadipa located in southwest London, is the first Thai Buddhist temple in the United Kingdom. Though its tranquil grounds are a place of peace, visitors have encountered strange phenomena. Some report hearing footsteps or the soft murmur of voices when no one is around. Others have felt an oppressive weight in certain areas of the temple, particularly near the altar. One devotee described an experience where they felt a hand on their back, only to turn around and find no one there. Some believe the spirits of monks or past worshippers linger in the temple, continuing their spiritual journey beyond the physical realm. An unsettling event took place during a special meditation session when several visitors reported seeing a figure dressed in traditional Buddhist robes standing at the temple's entrance. The figure remained motionless, gazing out into the distance, and then suddenly disappeared. When approached, no one was there, and the visitors were left in shock, wondering if it was a spirit or a manifestation of something spiritual. These experiences contribute to the temple's mystique, making it a place where the boundaries between the living and the dead seem to blur. 15. Tara Centre, North Wales. The Tara Centre, located in the serene hills of North Wales, is a place for meditation and spiritual retreats, but it has also been the site of many unexplained experiences. Some visitors claim to have felt a sudden chill, even in the warmest weather. Others have heard faint whispers or seen fleeting figures in the corners of their eyes. One man recalled hearing the distinct sound of footsteps following him as he walked through the center's garden, but when he turned around, no one was there. The strange occurrences continue to fascinate those who visit, leading many to believe that the center may be home to spirits seeking peace or enlightenment. In one instance, a group of meditators stayed overnight at the center and experienced a series of peculiar dreams, all involving the same figure, dressed in flowing robes and walking silently through the halls. The figure appeared in each person's dream at different times, but all described it in identical detail. After the retreat ended, many of the participants left with a sense of foreboding, as though the spirit of the place had touched them, leaving behind an energy they could not explain. While the mysteries at these temples may never be fully explained, they continue to intrigue and leave us questioning what lies beyond. At Creepy Experience, we don't claim the answers, but these eerie stories will make you wonder what's really out there.